And now the therapy. We have, first of all, we have the Acne Cream, the Acne, that actually is in a hyaluronic. It's a lot like the normal to oily, but with the lightness of it, the gelness, it moisturizes, but not too much because you have a little bit of problem. It takes away the inflammation that caused the acne. It actually has the peptides to build, but yet to take away the acne from the inflammation. The gold goes in there and helps to heal. It's amazing. So if you have acne, it's very light, very cooling, and the men like it as well as the women again, because there's a lot of men out there and women that have adult acne and they love this cream. It is so amazing. Okay? Then we have an arthritis cream, and we have the nano gold peptides with the chitosan in there, and the arthritis. Oh my gosh, it is so amazing. You put it on your joints. Do you know I had osteoarthritis in every one of my fingers, and this is what took it away from me. I had huge knuckles. Oh my gosh. And it doesn't take much to put it on at least twice a day. I put it on my knuckles twice a day, and it will shrink those joints. It's simply amazing. And I'm talking to you from experience. Every one of my fingers had osteoarthritis. And it also works on rheumatoid. Now, rheumatoid is a lot like lupus. And I tell you what, you mirror on both sides of the hands. It is simply amazing, and it does get into the joints and change you. Then we have chronic pain, whether you have chronic hip problems and knee problems, whatever problems, and it goes in there with the nano gold, the chitosan and the ribose, and it does its magic with the chronic pain. And then we have restless leg. And also it works on cramps, muscle cramps. And I kid you not, I'm a victim of both. And when I had restless leg, and I have to tell you something, I don't have restless leg anymore. It only happens to me very seldom now. When it goes in there, starts fixing, it repairs and it goes away. The restless leg, it hit me every night at 9 o'clock. And I tore my quad. And so this leg, the nerves were extremely bad. And so every night at 9 o'clock when I want to watch a football game or whatever I have taped, it would hit. It would really take me off. But I would actually get it and put it on the root of the problem. Now, let's talk about restless leg. You're talking to a professional who actually broke her cartilage on the back of her knee because I overstretched. That's how bad I get them. Trying to get that stretch so that pain would go away. And it didn't. So according to what the doctors were doing with our creams, he says, Valerie, you got to put it where your veins are, right above your belt line, around the L5, right above that belt line. You rub the cream there. And then where the nerves are, the inner thighs and the top of that shin bone. Oh my gosh. When I get that restless leg, I put it on the back of my belt line, on the shin bone, and I would put it on the inside of that leg. And I tell you what, within 5 minutes, 10 minutes max, it just depends on the person and how extreme you do it. But it would take the pain right away. It's amazing. But, and that's what I was talking about chitosan, the very start of this video. I was talking about how chitosan actually repairs the cartilage. Well, let me tell you something. Since we're on restless leg and I tore my cartilage in the back of my knee, and when I went up the stairs, I sound like Cinderella's stepsister. When she creaks, I would talk really loud. And my daughters used to laugh at me because they knew what I was doing. I talked loud going up the stairs so no one would hear my knee. So I started rubbing the cream on my knee, the sides of my knee, the back of my knee. Within about 4 months, I noticed, you know, when you lose pain, you forget you ever had it. And when I was going up the stairs, I was thinking, wait a second, I don't hear the creak. I had to go slow to hear a very low creak. So the chitosan, according to that university study, had to do something to the back of that knee. It had to repair it because the sound went away. And I tell you what, it was pretty embarrassing how bad the sound was. And I didn't want to get scoped because I don't want to, why touch something when there's no pain? It just had that crunching noise and it went away. It's very low now and I had to talk really low to hear it. So anyway, there you go there. Now let's talk about muscle cramps. Now, I would rather have a baby, I think, go through childbirth on some of the muscle cramps that I've gone through. Because when it hits me, there is no way you can get out of it. You can't say, oh my gosh, give me a pain pill. When a muscle cramp happens, it has no mercy. And when it starts on me, it starts fast. So when you take this Restless Leg cream and you put it on that muscle cramp, within a minute, it's gone. And I'm telling you, when I get scared to death when I have a muscle cramp, and it starts at the bottom of my leg and it actually comes up to the top of my leg, and I tell you what, I am actually literally crying. The pain is so intense. So remember, Restless Leg cream also works on muscle cramps. Very, very important. And the last cream we have on the creams is your cuts, burns, and stings. And oh my gosh, this is with gold ribose and gold silica. And this is amazing on wound repair. It will heal your wounds in half the time without inflammation. You know how your cut starts to heal and you'll get red on both sides of the cut, which is inflammation? You put this darn stuff there, you don't even get red. No inflammation. And it will heal in half the time. It's amazing. But I tell you something else I did a clinical trial on and I didn't want to do it. I got stung twice in the knuckle by a wasp. And I kid you not, you talk about the tears, and why did it get me in the knuckle? I mean, my knuckle was bigger than you, I mean, it just swells up. And I'm yelling to get the cream, and the cream takes that sting away extremely fast. I mean, that hot needle pain is released, and then it starts to bring down the inflammation. So it's amazing on any type of stings. And burn, oh my gosh, I actually burned myself on the stove where I actually had a lid that, I have an electric stove. So the lid's on top of the stove and I didn't know the stove was on. So I went to pull the lid off and my hand actually had to peel off the handle because it was real hot. And I thought I would need to go to the hospital. But just to let you know, I can tell you what the hospital has that they give you when you have a burn. They give you Vaseline. That's what they do. They give it it's an antibacterial ointment. And it's like, oh my gosh, Vaseline. I mean, and they charge you $500 to $1,000 for you to go down and to put that little ointment on that doesn't do anything to the pain. So let me tell you something. These cuts, burns, and sting, you want to have that cream for a burn, whether it's a barbecue, whether it's in the kitchen. I don't know, maybe I'm just a big wimp, but I cannot go without these creams because you never know when you're going to need them. All right, so there's the creams.